Good morning, good afternoon, good evening around the world. My name's Doug Brunke. I'm the founder and CEO of Global Chamber. And who's better than James Huang? Jim is like the most extraordinary, passionate, talented, experienced expert, not only in real estate, but in life. He's just a tremendous supporter of people. Every time I see him, he's just like always energetic, always positive, always moving forward, always supporting someone else because that's his makeup. And so his idea of starting this group and making it even a weekly conversation to do deals across the world is just Jim. He's amazing. We have an event in 2 weeks in Los Altos, California. It's the launch of Altos Bank, which intends to be a better Silicon Valley bank. It's the first bank that's passed through the regulations of California in the last couple decades. And it's led by the chair of the board, Dr. Sanjeev Kagram, and then just an amazing board leadership. So we're helping them and supporting them grow the bank. And I mentioned to Jim, hey, what do you think about this? He says, I'll be there. And so he's flying down from Seattle to be part of the launch of the bank with Dr. Kagram and others. So Jim, thanks for all that you do. You brought in Ellen, who's also, besides being part of Renaissance, is part of now Global Chamber, an official member. So Ellen, thank you, and thank you for your leadership. I'd like to turn over the conversation to you guys because you're amazing. And I just want to make sure that you can kind of kick off and give everybody a little bit of a context. I'd only like to say that Paul is here he has a request and has a need that I think this group can help with. And so as part of the mix and the next steps in the conversation, after you give some preface and do whatever you'd like to do at the beginning, we'd like to hear from Paul and see how we can help him as well.
And Doug, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity and setting up such a great platform. I would say nothing this could happen without you giving us this opportunity, with this great platform, with all the great people. And that's one of the biggest things that I truly enjoyed with Global Chamber is all the people, right? As I plugged in and I told people, you got to show up. You don't know, watching Zoom videos, we're talking to you, not with you. So by showing up, we get to talk to each other, get to know people deeper. And one thing that I talked to many people about nonprofits were, you better join a nonprofit that you truly care about and love the people. Because if you just join to get business or referrals, you're going to drop out, and worse, they're not going to like your true character and they're not going to give you any business anyway. So if you join an organization that you're truly aligned and you love the people, you're going to keep showing up, wanting to meet more people. And with that, you are going to have first the deeper friendships and relationships. And I'll tell you this, most organizations I've joined, it wasn't any business. It was, I got to make strong friendships. I always call them my brothers and sisters. They're family members to me. And that's what the community we want to build here with real estate, but you already have it at Global Chamber. So we will want to kind of organize this group into kind of basic updates and introductions of what we want to do. Love to showcase new members like Paul, Alexa, just sharing what we're doing or at the end, and try to have guest speakers from different countries or technology, which I brought Matt Bonds. And I first want to say, Ellen, thank you, and Lauren, thank you for the great Renaissance events. And we will share with different trade organizations and groups to just get more exposure to global business, global ideas, right? Global Chamber can do a lot, but with other trade groups, organizations, we can do more. So as we organize this with updates, introductions, with guest speakers, and then kind of closing out, because usually through the end, all the talking would jar some information going, oh my gosh, that's right, I should have brought up and talked about that, is maybe leaving the last 10 minutes, 15 to 10 minutes, just kind of sharing, discussing, filling in the blanks for things that we would miss. But Ellen, if you want to share a little, and maybe with Lauren, and then can go with a presentation with Matt, and then we'll get back to Paul, so Paul can share what he would like, and maybe anyone else that would like to share about what they're working on. But Ellen.
Thank you so much, Jim. And thanks, Doug, again for this platform for us to share with and everybody from not only locally, but globally. So today I have invited Lauren to join us. She'll do a 10-minute presentation, you know, discussing about unlocking global growth, how to seamlessly work with foreign nationals. I think this is one of the things that a lot of people have questions on. And I'll give a short bio of what Lauren does. You'll be impressed in terms of her experience, and then I'll have her take it away. So Lauren is international lawyer, realtor, and cross-border strategist. A serial entrepreneur and best-selling author, Lauren helps clients invest, live, and work and play across the border. She's the founder of Investing Across Borders and a recognized expert in turnkey immigration and investment solution, guiding clients through U.S. business and real estate entry strategies. Lauren's signature program includes How to Immigrate Through Real Estate and a 7-figure investor program. A dual citizen, Canadian and U.S. So Lauren, welcome. I'm also part of Canadian and global speaker. She is passionate about empowering others to achieve their American dreams. Lauren also hosts Investing Across Border podcast. So Lauren, please take it away to give your 10-minute presentation regarding how to assist the foreign nationals.
I thought it was 15, so I'm going to do my best.
10 to 15, 10 to 15. Thank you.
Whoa, that's like going to do it at double speed. So hi, everybody. I don't want to bore Jim and Ellen because they just heard me speak, but I'll try to go through this quickly. So essentially what happened was at the tail end, so I'm, as Ellen mentioned, I'm a lawyer, Canadian lawyer, American lawyer, and a realtor, franchise broker, all kinds of other stuff. And at the tail end of COVID, I had so many people from literally all over the world, mostly Canadians, because where I'm from, saying to me, we want to get a visa, we want to move to the US, we want to get a green card, but we don't want to buy a pizza shop, and we don't want to do this, and we don't want to do that. So how can you figure this out? So as you'll see, and I'm probably not going to show too many slides, but 9 out of 10 immigration attorneys will tell you cannot get a visa through real estate investing. And I said there has to be a way. So I created it. And we also help people, which is kind of relevant for this, Doug, is helping people access assets all over the world, because not everybody wants to come to the US. Not everybody wants to go to Canada, but people want a global presence. So we're really working on meeting people where they are. So I have an international law firm, and we literally help people from all over the world access investments all over the world. My disclaimer, which I have to say quickly, obviously none of this is legal advice. I'm happy to set up calls with each of you, and I'm going to give you access to my downloads at the when I stop speaking, which will be in about 11 minutes. Okay, apparently. So picture me in Honduras, one of the places I help people invest, because at the end of the day, we want to be able to give our clients access to the opportunities that they're seeking, not just access to the opportunities that we're selling, right? And so we have to be able to meet the clients where they are. And right now, they are thinking globally. Greece is another place, Alexia, where there's a lot of opportunity to invest and access status through real estate. So
with a golden visa.
Yeah, exactly. So I have a colleague in Greece that we work together on this. So I'm an international lawyer, I'm a single mom, I'm a commercial realtor, and I have a very unique US immigration story, which I'll tell you very briefly. And that is that on the way back from our honeymoon in 2007, my now ex-husband was deported on the way back from our honeymoon. He was put in immigration jail, expeditiously removed, subsequently deported. And honestly, if not for that happening, I don't know that I would be an immigration lawyer today, because I was a corporate lawyer working in-house at a Citigroup division. So life happens and you find a way. And my book is actually called Finding Your Silver Lining in the Business Immigration Process, because that's exactly what I did. So what I do is pave a path to the American dream through a streamlined, holistic approach that is second to none, that no one else offers. We take clients through the whole journey of figuring out, what do you want to do in the US? What assets do you want to invest in? How do you want to build your business? Where do you want to live? Right through to getting the visa and building a successful business with them. And at times we also partner with the clients on the real estate assets. So some of you may know Mike Wolf. He's one of the most successful real estate investors in the world. He actually lives nowhere They call him the richest homeless man in Canada because he has no home. He lives all over the world. He's a digital nomad, truly. And he calls me a secret weapon. But at the end of the day, it's really all about meeting clients, helping clients, guiding clients, giving them the level of service that they need and deserve when they're dealing with these international matters that are very complex and confusing and overwhelming. And our 100% success rate represents our commitment to our clients. So I'm not going to go through all these slides because obviously I don't have time, but this slide is one that I think all of you will benefit from. It's a little cheat sheet about the main visas that you would ever come across, and it's available again as a download. I'll share it with you when I finish speaking, and just download this as your little cheat sheet and then ask me questions, because E2 how many of you know what an E2 is, by the way? Okay, so an E2 is a treaty investor visa. It's the most popular visa that's available to companies. Well, it's available to companies too, but it's available to nationals from countries that have treaties with the US. Greece, Mexico, Canada, Argentina, most European countries. Not China, not Brazil, not Russia, not India, although that should change. So basically, when there's a treaty, you can get access to up to a 5-year visa. That's a renewable non-immigrant visa. If they want a green card, we have to figure out a strategy from the beginning to get them to the green card status, or maybe they want to invest passively in a green card project, an EB-5 project, which many of you probably have heard of over time. It was basically on the kibosh for a while because there was a lot of fraud, but now it's been renewed, and there's a lot of interest in it right now because of the gold card, which yesterday apparently, or no, not apparently, yesterday they issued a website where you can sign up if you're interested in the gold card, and it has Trump's picture prominently on the face page of the website. But it is the official website of the gold card. So EB-5 again is a green card, and E2 is a non-immigrant 5-year renewable visa, and L1 is if you have a foreign national that's a manager or director in the foreign country of a multi-employee company and is setting up similarly here in the US. So don't try to understand all of it. Just know that I'm here as a resource, okay? And I'm trying to do this super fast. I'm not even going to go through the visa benefits, but what we do is take them through the 360-degree success framework, because we look at strategy, visa strategy. It's not just about getting a visa. You have to build a successful business. You have to make sure your family is looked after and your future, and you want to build a legacy. And that's what we build with our clients. So we build visa-friendly businesses that are focused on helping them access real estate assets to build legacies and generational wealth for many years to come. Which literally, this is the only company in the industry that does this. So they can own high ROI properties, have visa optimized business structuring, and a complete ecosystem of service providers, like, for example, the commercial brokers on the call, maybe this bank that's in California. I don't know, because I know that one of the banks that was supporting EB-5 was ended up causing a lot of the trouble, Signature Bank, about 2-3 years ago, which actually caused me to diversify my own assets. Flexibility and freedom with no ongoing fees and royalties, and asset and location agnostic, meaning you can invest anywhere and live anywhere. You can invest in most assets, like any of these, and access a visa. The only one that's not going to work independently is a REIT or syndication, because it's only passive. But what we do is we build a business model around the assets. It could be assets they already own, it could be assets they're investing in. But either way, we have to build a scalable business, which is going to allow you to sell more real estate. So at the end of the day, it's really all about creating a streamlined path for the client, so they don't have to think, they don't have to worry, and they know that their future and their family is protected while they're achieving their American dream. I'm going to go through these quickly. One of the common questions, and I know we asked this in the prior talk, is how long does it take for an E2? It's generally 3 to 6 months if the client is ready and listens, right? Because if they don't listen, it can take a lot longer. And if you have clients that are interested, I would suggest moving quickly rather than waiting, because things are about to change, as we see they're changing on a daily basis. So we offer white glove service with first in line priority access to all of the opportunities that we offer through our colleagues like yourselves. I am open to any type of asset that's available, especially between 500 and 2.5 million, because these are assets that are easily accessible for my clients. We can get them funding and financing, and everybody wins in this process. So at the end of the day, it's really all about creating a strategy that allows them to achieve their goals, not just, again, the visa, because the visa is only the starting point, right? They get their visa, and then what the heck happens? And why now? Ellen, I did it. Why now? Because tariffs are in place. And if we find ways to get them under the tariffs, that's even better. Now, because the real estate market is changing, so we've got to get them into the real estate assets now so they can take advantage as the market changes. Why now? Because why not? And building a global presence, not all clients move once they get their visas, okay? Especially Canadians, because they can just drive, right? Well, so far. So 20% of Canadians that get their visas get them as an insurance policy, and they really don't want to move. But this way, at least they have the presence in the US, and they're not going to be stopped at the border because they don't have status. So it's a big deal. Wow. Okay. So this is my last slide with the resources page on. I don't believe I did that. That's like, I think I should get a prize. You can download the sheets that I shared, and you can access a 10-minute intro call. And also that bottom little URL or QR code is for my Popple card, where we can connect and collaborate. And I'm looking forward to that. And I will put it also in the chat. Oh my God. Okay. Do I get a prize
Thank
for
you,
that?
Lauren. You know what? I'll give you a prize when I see you in person, okay, in Canada. So yes. No,
Wow.
thank you, Lauren. Really appreciate it. So everybody, I just wanted to introduce you a really good resource regarding, like, she's a lawyer. So if you have any questions about visa immigration, I think she's a good resource. And I just want to bring her to this global chamber group. I think it's going to be very valuable for everybody here to work together. And thank you. My apology to make your hour-and-a-half long presentation to condense into 10 minutes, but thank you so much for doing that. Really appreciate it. And before we go to the next person, I just wanted to see if anybody have any questions for Lauren.
I think, Lauren, I will contact you because I'm working on a program of, I'm going to Greece actually to do a talk because I'm educating Greek parents who are sending their kids to the US to study, or the UK to invest in real estate instead of them going to halls of residence and pay rent. So I went to an American community school in Greece, and 99% of the students are coming to the US.
Wow.
So
That's a
I'm
great
going there in 2
collaboration,
weeks
Alexia.
to start educating them from personal experience. That's why I'm so passionate about this. So, and most of them have the funds to do it.
Yeah.
The thing is that they don't know.
Right.
And
Well, that's a big challenge I face every day, because people think it's like everybody thinks the only way in is the $1 million through a green card, and it's not. And
No.
there's a lot of options, and also they think they can't do it through real estate, and that's not true. So, yeah.
So maybe we can connect, because at the moment I have a lender who I found a lender that actually lends to foreigners who don't live in the country.
Yeah.
With 20% down. But we can talk more about visa opportunities and why they should do it, other than the saving on rent.
Absolutely.
Investing.
Yep.
Lauren, I will
set up a call and we can definitely discuss that.
Yes, Lord, go ahead.
Lauren, I will get in contact with you as well in reference of talking to you about some of my clients
Where are
who
you
in the
from?
business of selling commercial banks around the
Oh, okay.
world, and also development. Where I'm from New York City, but I'm in
please.
Dominican Republic right now.
Oh, okay.
Because our company are in
Where
the
is your
Dominican Republic
accent
as
from?
well.
Not the DR.
So
Your accent.
I'm in the Dominican Republic.
But that's where you were born?
We're in the business of selling resorts in casino and hotels around the world.
Nice.
And we our business is globally. We help companies to get their legal papers, different part of the world, which have different laws and principle.
Sure.
and we assist people in getting a banking license. So I'll definitely get in contact with you for some of my clients and see some of my project and see how we can move forward together.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Lord
Thank you.
has been recommended to Global Chamber, I think through Anne, right? Do you know Anne
Yes.
very well? So Anne is a global advisor for us in the Dominican Republic, and she's put forth Lord's nomination for executive director for the region. So we've been doing, the vetting of him, and everything looks great.
So far, so good.
So we're very, very happy, and he's been coming to these events and demonstrating the professionalism that builds the trust that is so important to this network. So thank you, Lord, for joining today, and I look forward to learning more and taking our next steps. Anne also has been very involved, and we love working with her as well. Thank you. Lauren, you have I see in your background that you're from, or you went to college in Toronto, but you have a little bit of a New York vibe in the
I know. Everybody says that.
Yeah, what is that kind of that
Because
vibe?
I wanted to move to New York. Oh, and Boca is basically like, it's where I live now, in Boca. Boca is like New York South, so maybe that's why. But
Okay.
I was determined growing up in Toronto that I was never going to speak Canadian. Okay. So some people say, oh, I hear your accent. Like if I'm in Toronto with my family or whatever, or I'm talking to Canadians all day, it comes out more. But generally speaking, I don't have a thick Canadian accent. And I definitely am much more like connected to New York.
Okay. Yeah, I sense a New York thing. I'm from New York, so that's why I'm asking.
Cool.
I see Anne Duval is in the call. I did not know that. So hi, Anne, how are you? You want to introduce yourself and say hi? Are you there? And it's okay if you can't speak. Let's see. I think she said something in the chat area. Thank you, Doug. Hello, everyone. So, if whenever you'd like to say something. Oh, she can't speak. Okay, no worries. She can
I feel,
speak.
Doug, like you and I connected before too.
We have.
Yeah. Okay.
We have. And so I reconnected with you. I don't think I just have like a Gmail for you. So
So I'm going to put my LinkedIn on here so everybody can connect with me there. I'm very active on LinkedIn, and we do our live show on LinkedIn once a week. And actually, Paula Macedo on in a few weeks. I'm going to for sure have Miss Sue on. There's no question. And when Jim has time amongst his million other things, I'm going to make sure he comes too. But I'm happy to bring all of you because, again, it's all about right now for me, it's really global. It's not, it used to be mostly North America, mostly. But because of what's going on in the world, it's very, very global. And
have you met Mona, who's in the call here?
Mona
Coway?
No.
Okay, so we need to get you involved more directly with Global Chamber. Hi, Mona.
Okay.
How are you? What's
Hi,
going
Mona.
on in your world today? Are you available to speak?
You're muted, Mona.
Yes.
Oh, I know Mona. I've met you somewhere, right, Mona?
Why, probably.
Everybody knows
Mona is
Mona.
everywhere. She's in all the conferences.
Yes, I am highly interested in this one, particularly this one, because I've been doing real estate for 23, 24 years. Also, my focus has been corporate real estate and for nationals. So this is definitely an interest to me, and I'm so happy that there's a large group of professionals where we can obviously collaborate and put our ideas together. And most importantly is put them into action.
Yeah.
Materialize our ideas.
I love that about Mona is that she's so action oriented, less talk, more action. And Jim, that's the way you are, right? Let's get stuff done. Mona has been a member of I don't know, I was going to say long time, but certainly years we've been involved. Mona has, and then she said, "Hey, we need a chapter here in Central Florida," and so
you're in Central Florida.
She found an executive director, sort of like what Anne has done in the DR, and Khalid Munir is our executive director in Orlando, and he is amazing. like Mona, very action oriented, deeply connected, very trustworthy and professional and expert. And just love, Mona, what you've been able to bring to the table. Thank you so much. You're amazing. You're also speaking at Global Chamber Tanzania coming up in a few weeks. Congratulations on that as well.
Yes, please prayers, because last night I was watching the news, and usually I don't let anything affect me, and then everything that's happening, and I said, goodness gracious, but I took a deep breath. I said, listen, you cannot let this get into you. Just keep moving. Whatever is meant to be, it's going to happen.
Yeah, and that's what Alexia was talking about because of her Middle East trip and also a trip to Greece coming up. So, let's we'll pray for sure.
Yes.
Sorry, Ellen. Just wanted to make sure that those folks were introduced, and so
No,
much. Thank you, Lauren, for
I really appreciate it, Doug. I think it's important. This is how we, start a relationship with everybody and get everybody to know each other. So thank you so much for introducing those other peoples. And Jim, I know you have a couple other people that you would like them to talk, so I'll pass the baton back to you. Thank you. And thank you again, Lauren. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Could we have Paul speak next? Do you mind? Maybe, Jim, you were going to go to
Sure. We can have Paul, and then we'll have Matt share a little more. And Doug, we'd love to get everyone's, whether it's LinkedIn or how we organize, because I want everyone to definitely get to know each other deeper, so we can definitely pass referrals and do business. And Lord, I have to catch up with you. I have a lot of friends, UN and everything else in DR, so love to catch up with you too. But Paul, all yours.
Great. Jim knows somebody everywhere, by the way, but so does Paul. Paul is like the smartest person you'll ever meet, other than Jim. He's the smartest person around energy. He created a battery factory, the American Battery Factory, that he's set up and starting to set up around the world. He does rare earth and critical mineral analyses around the world, such a critical market. And now he's got a particular need in banking related to commercial real estate that I think this group can help with. Paul, thank you for your longtime support and collaboration.
Well, thank you so much for that introduction as well, too. Doug and I have known each other for over a dozen years or so, going back to Scottsdale. I moved to Utah here a few years ago, but I do have an ask today, and Doug had said that this is the team to go to. I've been involved with startups for 30 plus years all over the world, and earlier this year I was contacted by a very energetic and successful entrepreneur that is taking her technology and applying it towards something that's incredibly boring and frustrating, but very relative to everybody on this phone call. So I started helping out, advising this AI team that actually came out of MIT. And in the last few months, they've been backed by NVIDIA along with the Microsoft Founders Hub. So some pretty good horsepower behind them in terms of being able to offer up their hardware, software, as well as their technical know-how and prowess. And essentially what they're doing is they're building this really interesting commercial real estate loan due diligence and processing platform that'll take the 60 to 90 day time frame for due diligence and making sure that these loans can move forward, and condensing that down to 6 to 9 minutes. Yes, I think you heard me correctly. So 60 to 90 days down to 6 to 9 minutes. The whole CRE processing platform right now is very challenging. I've been through that before over the years as well. It's very manually oriented. Oftentimes they'll re-enter data 6 to 10 times. And they review line by line. It's just a very time-consuming, very frustrating process for, frankly, everybody involved. So what this AI technology really allows to occur is it auto tags and restructures really messy data, and it's super, super good at unstructured data, which is, oftentimes the case in commercial real estate. It also is able to take the key lease as well as purchase terms and conditions in the financial situations, and they're able to flag that against predetermined risk profiles on this. So essentially what it does is it takes all this grunt work that is not the easiest thing to do, and it puts it into a structured format and is able to create an output very, very quickly with much few errors. There's currently 2 leading CRE lenders that have already agreed and have moved forward with helping to co-develop and create this technology. And what my ask here today is we're looking for a tier 1 CRE lender that wants to be the final design partner on this. There's no cost associated with this, but what this lender is going to get out of the process is auto categorization and an ability to rename their messy and perhaps unorganized or organized data. They'll be able to extract key information from each of the documents. It flags the risks based on their internal guidelines, and it really creates this synthesized summary within a few minutes. So I'm looking for an introduction to a tier 1, an executive that can actually make a decision on this. They plan to go live with this Q4 of this year. The response so far has been really, really phenomenal. And once again, this is a category that most people don't even think about, but it's perfect for AI applications. Thoughts and questions, please.
Paul, let's connect offline. Do they want regional banks, OC, or federal or state chartered banks, or could it be non-banks but large production? I mean, what are they exactly looking for?
Yeah, the classification is they want a well-known tier 1 CRE loan processor, so that they've already got 2 lenders that have been phenomenal, and they're seeing results on this right now, and there's no disruption of any of their business on this. And so at the end of the day, they want a name that's associated with this technology that folks are going to recognize. Really, it's kind of a 3-step process. They'll do a training and development, testing and iteration, and then a deployment and a tuning of this. But the key thing here is that they'll test initially with historical data, then run simultaneously with real processing to show what it can do, and then the rollout. Once again, there's no cost, there's no obligations on anything. They just want to make sure that they're able to scale at this high level after having success with these 2 other CRE lenders.
Doug, can you connect us later? Because I want to ask more deeper questions before
Yes.
the banking or non-banking, but large production houses.
Yeah, that would be great. Doug,
Will
please
do.
feel free to share my contact. I'm also on LinkedIn as well too, and very much look forward to your thoughts and insights.
Anybody else have any thoughts there? Mona, it seemed like you wanted to say something. No?
I just wanted to ask questions in reference of the batteries. Battery production.
Please go ahead.
What type, and because I also treat that in different part of the world.
Right. I'm mainly known for as a battery thought leader. I just got back from being a keynote speaker in Shenzhen, China, helping to describe to the Chinese manufacturers and inventors there how they actually go outside of China and stand up their gigafactories. So there's 2 basic categories of the batteries that I work with. One is the energy storage, battery energy storage, which is called BESS. Quite familiar with that as well. If you've got questions or so, please connect with me offline. In addition to that is e-mobility applications, and these are basically anything that moves. So whether it's on the ground or under the ocean, under the ground, or EV tolls in the sky, there's different types of batteries that are involved in this, and there's different chemistries that are applicable on this. So essentially what I do is I help to set up these factories, also establish the supply chains, and also help to populate receiving and creating offtake agreements with this. So work on a global basis. Be more than happy to refer you along or to assist in your efforts.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Jim.
No problem. Thank you.
Very fascinating, and looking forward to the discussion. Next, one thing what we want to do when we're having all these discussions with everyone, we want to have tech and how we can connect everyone so we can share deals, right? Build our community. I know Doug is building one for Chamber with AI. So we need to make sure we can keep conversations going, right? Relationships improving. and growing our group. So Matt, if you don't mind sharing eMedia, as this is a global platform, especially for those that want to get into China. Matt, if you don't mind sharing your background and also, what you built with eMedia.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, everybody. Again, thank you, Doug, for allowing me to participate in the chamber in this meeting. Lauren, great presentation. Can I share a screen really quick?
Yes, please.
Okay, here we go. So, my name's Matt. I live in Seattle. A quick background to get some context. So, I worked since 2016 for the largest real estate company in China called Beike Linjia, ran their U.S. kind of operations. And so this is for those who read Mandarin. This is their kind of search site in China. Linjia, as an example, has I don't know 9,000 offices in China, over 200,000 agents, and they then established Beike, which is kind of the MLS of China, which has about 500,000 agents on there and is publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange. So I still work with them since 2016, and so we did a lot of work pre-COVID. So this is me and just kind of in our Shanghai event, and we had a lot of Chinese that came over to North America and buy property. So we'd assist them with that, the whole process. Then COVID happened, so we had to kind of pivot and kind of open up to the world. So we ended up creating eMedia links as kind of not just a US to China kind of connection, but kind of the world to China in the real estate context. Because again, with KE Holdings, we now have a partnership with what's called Weibo. Weibo is like the Twitter of China. So we run their official real estate account, and this has millions of views per month, post every day from properties around the world. Again, it's got to pass the test. So we have someone in who works for Weibo post for us. This has been very, very powerful. Again, millions of views per month for anywhere. This could be Thailand, it could be Dubai, it could be Seattle. That doesn't matter. It could be Greece. And so we kind of be real strategic with that. With that said, we also partner with a company called Sina, and Sina is one of the older advertising companies in China, media companies, probably since 2000 or so. So House.Sina, they kind of pushed their traffic with Weibo to this platform, which is, again, kind of the heart of eMedia Links. It's kind of our global marketplace where people from around the world can search for properties from Greece to Seattle to Japan to Singapore. Quick example of what that would look like. So if you want to look for properties in Singapore, for example, a lot of listings here. One of our partners, Oh My Home, they're a NASDAQ traded company on their platform, actually. There's a way for us to also market our partners' real estate. And so, again, we have North America. So we have other partners such as builders. Again, here's KE again. Immigration companies, insurance companies. Ames Immigration out of Singapore is in about 13 countries. We work with a company called Real Trust out of Dubai. We were just in Dubai a month ago. So everybody kind of wants to plug into the millions of Chinese eyeballs we have and our offline network there. And so we continue to grow. Real Trust is a global escrow company, and they do currency exchange in multiple countries. So if you have any need some solutions there, reach out to us there as well. Companies like PropTech was a kind of a PropTech company that is a new way of looking at real estate as far as kind of gamifying real estate and connecting a retail component to it. So that we're going to use their technology on our platform as well. But ultimately, we're just, again, trying to funnel everybody back who want to plug into China because of our relationships with such big brands like KE, Linjia, Weibo, Sina. For everybody on the call, generally, if you want to promote yourself in any of these countries, you just reach out to me. There's no charge. It could be Cambodia. It could be, we're just in Dubai, or we have a lot of EXP just partnered with us. Glenn Sanford launched a pilot program. We're in 6 countries now. All their listings and all their agents are on this platform in each of the countries. So Dubai, we're getting a lot of DMAC properties, a lot of EMAR and other relationships there, all the EXP agents. So any country you're in, you want to get Chinese exposure for branding, for marketing, or for lead generation, reach out to us. We're going to add more countries to what we have here. And again, with our network, like companies like Oh My Home, like we have an America section here as well. If you're in North America, again, we can showcase you there in any city, kind of same format. But part of last thing with part of our network, what we allow the partnership, like I mentioned, Oh My Home, they're a publicly traded company in NASDAQ. This is based in Singapore. So here's their platform. And so if you're scrolling through, there's different entry points. And we're going to have a portal partner in each of the countries we're in. We already have several in Sri Lanka, Costa Rica, Ecuador, Dubai. But for example, on Oh My Home, if you click America, then again, our stuff shows up on their platform too. So our global network keeps expanding, online, offline, kind of funneling everything through all of our exposure, not just eyeballs in China, but our big relationships with some of the biggest companies there for real estate. And we'll be traveling there in August. So reach out to myself, Ellen, or James if you want to participate there. We'll have some small events, be hosted by Baike and others as well. I think we're going to 3 or 4 cities. So that'll be in August when the temperature is perfect for traveling to China. But
Paul, I think you got to come with us, right? You could be a tour guide too in China and many others. So.
No joke. Yeah, I was in 8 different cities in China last year and spent a couple of weeks mainly in Guangdong in the Shenzhen area as well as in Hunan.
yeah, Paul, Shenzhen in August will be perfect, right?
Oh, yeah, big smile. Yeah, it was pretty hot and humid a couple of weeks ago. So
yeah, it's not yet.
but the oysters are fabulous. Okay, so.
So Matt, put your contact information, but do we have any questions for Matt? Go ahead, Mona.
Yeah, Matt, a quick question. What is the restriction for Chinese purchaser here to the United States? Because I know we can't sell certain properties.
Well, I think more of that is, without being an expert in that, my understanding is more like some certain agricultural land or near a military base, but there's kind of it's not really clear. It's not like you can't buy a property in, Denver or Seattle, like residential property or commercial property, but there's some sensitive areas where, and I'd assume that would almost be for other countries, right? But we're talking about China. But yeah, my understanding is like near a military base, lots of agricultural land, those type of more sensitive, infrastructure things that we have. But again, check your local jurisdiction. But I know most of our partners have no issues selling to Chinese. I do real estate as well. Did a couple open houses recently in Seattle, and every person that came in was either from China or from India, and they all were ready to buy between $1 and $2.5 million. So one thing we try to do as well is there's such a Chinese community everywhere. There's a Chinatown in the world. We try to connect with them as well. So there's over 1 billion Chinese people. So there's a lot of folks here in America that have family back in China. They still want to purchase property or commercial property or, kind of allocate their resources outside of China and America, but it could be anywhere in the world. So a lot of our partners, we have accredited kind of trustworthy partners, whether it be developers, real estate companies, immigration companies that can help, not just Chinese, but in this case, Chinese people anywhere. So, but if you want to try to get in front of the Chinese audience, do business in China on the real estate side, please reach out to us because we have a great group, keeps growing. But again, it's not just Chinese because our marketplace, developers from around the world, and they'll sell to anybody. So it'll be quite a good platform for that.
Can you share your contact info here?
Yeah. Let me do that right now.
And if you don't mind, the resources that you were sharing, is it okay if you can share them on
I'll
the
share
chat?
everything in here. Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
And so, I know in China, probably everywhere, it's kind of who you know, really not what you know as well. So the media links, I wanted to set up this kind of funnel system where if you wanted to connect specifically in China, we can help you with that. Whether you want to go to a trade mission there, whether you want to meet a certain contact, you're trying to do a presentation, trying to sell something. You have maybe someone in China who's trying to buy something out of China, having some challenges there from immigration to currency. We have solutions there. And again, it could be, we were in Dubai, China. India is number 1, but I think Chinese were number 3 or 4 as far as outside countries investing into Dubai. I just got a referral recently. So if you work with any Chinese and want to buy in other countries or any of your clients, we can help you with that because we have, we're setting this infrastructure up with developers, like I said, commercial, business opportunities, et cetera. So.
Okay, excellent.
But
Lauren?
please join us in August, anybody on this call. So
Lauren has a question.
No, I was going to ask for Matt's calendar link.
yeah, let me put all that in the chat here.
Thank you. So sorry, I forgot to lower my hand when Mona.
No problem, Lauren. But this is the thing that we want to put is to bring all the tech, right? The background while Doug is putting together the Global Chamber Network. So when we have these meetings, we can interconnect, we can pass leads and referrals. Hopefully, Doug, all of this because we want to be the most active group in Chamber. And I know with real estate, we are going to work on the transactional parts, whether it's residential, commercial, the leasing parts. But there's a lot of business brokerage, M&A pieces. And obviously, Paul and many others, right? The capital, the money that's moving around is so important for development, supply chain, right, Doug? This is where, with the economic development of every city or different countries, in addition to, large corporate groups and many of us that were in commercial, we represented and helped HQs move around, and during COVID break apart, right? They used to be centralized in every major city, right? We all know, Luis, right? And they broke apart into everywhere else because they decentralized, and now they're kind of being brought back together, but they're still kind of dispersed. So a lot of these things, commercial real estate or real estate, touches everybody. And this is why I do believe our group in real estate will be pretty much paramount of everything we're trying to do. But as we have about 10 more minutes, I'd like, Doug, anyone else, I want to make sure we all get to know each other. You want to introduce or let anyone else share?
Any Global Chamber members like to step forward? I know Nima is here, and she's got that Tanzania event coming up July 9th through 11 in Dar es Salaam. And then she's got the Zanzibar. I think there's still the Zanzibar president, right? And Zanzibar is not a bad place at all, is it? And it's in high season as well.
Yes, it's true, Doug. Thank you so much. Zanzibar is really coming up with the real estate. When I was listening to here, we have luxurious hotels and also apartments. People are building a lot of apartments in Zanzibar, and they're gone in few days. So it's another area for people to look into. Not only that, there's a lot of islands that now the president is entering contracts with investors who are interested to invest in Zanzibar. He has this campaign called Blue Economy that is supporting people to invest in Zanzibar and build properties there. So it's another area. If anyone is interested, I can connect with the Minister of Tourism and Director of Investment in Zanzibar. Also, I would like to invite each one and every one of you here for the hybrid event. We'll have a real estate breakout session that I think it's crucial to now look into Africa and see what are the opportunities there. And if anyone is open to be a speaker, virtually, you're open to contact me. I'm going to write my email in the chat box for anyone who is interested. Or if you want to be connected with any, to be involved in roundtable meetings, please contact me also. Thank you so much, Doug. I'll also share the link to the event.
Nima is a great example of the trust, Jim, that I was talking about. She came to Global Chamber, and I was just so enamored by her passion to help young people, to help women, and to help all leaders become better connected to the world, particularly through exporting. And she's leveraged that strength and her passion and her very hard work in Tanzania. We've learned more about Nima, and we trust her. And that again goes to, sometimes in any location, not just in Africa, but in any continent and in any country, you don't always know what you're going to get. And with Nima, we know what we're going to get because she's a trusted leader. Thank you. Paula in Portugal, Paula Macedo, is also someone that's been a longtime member of Global Chamber and someone who's diligent and focused and professionally helping leaders understand the opportunities in real estate in Portugal. Paula, could you say hi? Do you have the ability to jump in?
Sorry. Thank you, Doug. Hello, everyone. Yes, I have been a member from since the past year, 2024, and as time goes by, I really like to be a member. I like to be a member more and more each week that passes. And I start seeing results, and I Global Chamber is the only network I've met so far that has a lot of good people, and that's awesome. That's very unique.
I remember how
Not only
skeptical
one or
you
two,
were.
but
I remember how skeptical you were in the beginning. So
yes.
that's great to hear.
Yes, because I have been experiencing other networks since the pandemics. And oh my God, I was so frustrated.
Well,
So,
thank you for your leadership, and thank you for sticking with us in the collaboration. And I love the fact that it's building momentum. Thank you. Anybody
yeah.
in Portugal, talk to Paula. We want to wrap up on time, and we only have 5 minutes left. And so I'd like to go to Nikhil, and I think that's Nikhil in India. And I think, or did you want to share the opportunity you have in Australia and Japan?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much, Mr. Doug.
Yeah.
I think I thought let me just be a part of this first Globinar of real estate, and I think it's been wonderful hearing all of you, especially uh, Mr. Paul, Mr. James, Ms. Lauren, and of course you, Mr. Doug. I think what I would like to tell you, GCT members, is thank you so much for being here. I have an excellent real estate giant, a giant rather. It's $100 million real estate group. It's a very reputed group. They are my clients, as in I'm an international business advisor. I work with select private sector companies and a few foreign governments to promote cross-border trade. The only reason why I thought I could be a part of this, Mr. Doug, is this $100 million Australian giant is looking to raise funds for the next round of expansion in Australia. There's a requirement of 30 million Australian dollars, and I'm open to anybody who wants to take up this opportunity to fund 30 million Australian dollars for this $100 million Australian giant, a real estate giant. They have been very prominent in urban development, land acquisition in Victoria. Their current goal is to increase their production of townhouses from 300 to 600 units annually. And they have a 6-stage funding period with a 6-year term loan at 3% is what they are looking for. I can send all the details about this group as well as about the funding requirements. So I thought I'll just utilize this last 2 to 3 minutes to get to see if any of you are interested. I could just share it via mail and we could probably connect on a one-to-one basis.
Okay. Does anybody have any comment to that? And Jim, did you want to comment on that? What would you suggest for Nikhil on this one?
Well, that's the one thing that we wanted to do. You know, the capital markets, as Paul knows, commercial, very archaic, very fragmented. And what we want to do too, because you are trying to raise investment funds, we are going to start scaling on the equity, kind of exchanging deals on business development, right? Buying business, M&A, banking deals. So we will, you know, but we don't want to spam people because that's the crazy part. Organizing systems, Doug, of how we could put it into kind of informative financials plus a narrative to get it to people who may want to see it. Because all those that have done deals before knows most of them, you got to kiss a lot, right? Before you find the right charming or the right person. So, Doug, we will work on it, you know, but just the awareness is so important. And we will figure out ways of intaking, because obviously raising capital is a different game. And many of us, right, everyone that's global players like this, I know Paul, Luis, and many others, the Lord, you know, I could already tell, you know, those many people. But what we will do too, as we evolve this, Doug, is a deal exchange of investment deals, obviously writing the right disclosures. We don't want to get in trouble. And the verification of, like the US, not crossing into banking or SEC rules or others. We have lawyers, right? Lord, we don't want to get in trouble by marketing, but we definitely want to help expose deals without taking the liability. The other part is what I'll get is recess, as Matt has brought a lot from China. We know we have other tech with recess, about 800,000 North American, but mostly America listings. Many of the residential may be already on it. We're going to start connecting this together to be a foundation for us and other ways so we can build communities So Nikhil, in the beginning, maybe you just share and we can archive deal flow and people could reach out by just exposure. And then later on, the easier stuff is really passing listing referrals, the simple stuff, before we go to, finance and raising capital, which is always more difficult with underwriting. So Doug, I just want to thank you again, but we'll have a next speaker with Recess, with Matt. And if there's any other tech working with your tech group at Chamber, let's figure out how we can actually build it and I'm glad, Paula, we stuck in it, right? Like I told you when we first talked, it's starting to bear fruit. But I know the real estate part is the base for many other businesses. So let's just keep working together. And thank you, Doug, for your support. And you will see this will be one of the most active, fun testimonials that we'll get from everyone to show how successful this is. And our members will be smiling because they're going to be doing some business with each other.
Brilliant. Thank you, Jim. Jem, could you let us know next week's meeting, I think, is changed the date, right? Have we changed the date? Jem, are you there? Let's
Hi,
see.
Doug. Yes, I changed the date.
Okay. And
I'm
what
sorry.
what is it next week?
It will be on June 18th, and the next will be on the June 25th. So I will put the link in the chat, and also you will be receiving calendar invites from me for those who attended this current events. Yeah.
Fantastic. Jim and Ellen, did you already see the email, or do you know whether that's good for you guys?
Yes, I'm
Yes.
aware. Thank you.
Okay, super.
Thank you, Jim, for setting
We're
up.
at the top of the hour, but would each of you just like to give a short synopsis or anything else you'd like to share? Ellen or Jim?
Go ahead, Ellen. Do you want to say a couple words real quick?
No, I just wanted to say that I really appreciate everybody attending this global group. And I think we have more speakers and we'll be introducing more speakers and more tech tools that everybody can use for the real estate sector. So looking forward to seeing you at the next meeting. The reason why we changed the time is because a lot of people felt Friday for globally. A lot of people it's weekend. So that's why we switch it to the Wednesday. Hopefully more people can attend. Thank you.
We do have a WhatsApp group within Global Chamber. If you're a member, you can connect and communicate there as well. And so we'll be you expanding that. And if there's some other ways, Jim and Ellen, that we should be communicating group wise, we can develop that as well. Let's discuss. Jim, any final word? You're amazing.
I just want to thank everyone because this is a fun group. I got to meet so many of you being part of Global Chamber. And Doug, you've been amazing connecting so many of us together over the many years. So just thank you for that. And we look forward to growing this group and doing business with each other. And I hope, as we always see people virtual, to see people live. And Nima, I'm looking at your schedule. I'd love to be involved, and I'd love to travel to Africa soon. So again, everyone, have a great weekend. And for those that are fathers in America, I don't know if they celebrate around the world, but happy Father's Day for everyone.
Gracias. We do in Mexico. We celebrate El Día del Padre.
There we go. Learn something new. Thank you.
Thank you, Luis. Mr.
Thank
Mexico.
you.
Take care, everybody.
Thank you. Happy
Bye.
Father's Day,
Bye.
everybody. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Alexia. And Luis, I think, well, okay. I think he jumped out. Let's see. I don't.